When you build a throne out of lies, don't be surprised when it crumbles beneath your own weight. My dear chosen ones, let's not sugarcoat this. We're not here to whisper. We're here to strike truth like thunder. Because right now, an entire group that thought they were untouchable is finding out what it means to gamble with betrayal. You've heard the old saying, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But let me upgrade it for you. Play dirty games, and you lay in the trap you built yourself. That's the reality unfolding, and you, my chosen ones, are watching the greatest show of poetic justice unfold in real time. Look around. What's happening isn't chaos, it's a pattern. Betrayal doesn't need a hero to fight it. It consumes itself from the inside out. These people thought they were clever enough, united enough, manipulative enough to twist fate into their favor. But the very envy that fueled them has now turned into the acid eating their own foundation. Tell me, chosen ones, have you ever wondered why groups built on jealousy, deceit, and sabotage always implode faster than anyone expects? It's because their so-called strength was never strength at all. It was duct tape holding broken glass together. They were smiling for each other while secretly sharpening knives. That's not loyalty. That's survival instinct disguised as friendship. And survival instincts only last until the first crack shows. Before we dive deeper, chosen ones, let me ask you for one thing. If this truth, this energy, this fire is hitting home for you right now, don't just watch in silence. Show your support by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Your support is the fuel that keeps us bringing you content designed to inspire, empower, and ignite the power inside you. Every click, every share, every comment tells us this message matters, and it helps us deliver more of these life-changing, hard-hitting truths straight to you. Right now, those cracks are spreading like spider webs across their empire. One by one, like dominoes falling, they're collapsing under the weight of their own schemes. Some of you might be asking yourselves, but why me? Why was I the target? Why did they choose me to aim their poison at? Let me answer that clearly. Because you are chosen. And when you are chosen, you attract both admiration and envy. Weak people don't hate weakness. They hate strength. They despise resilience. They choke on the fact that you exist as living proof of what they could never be. That's why their obsession with you became their downfall. They mistook your silence for weakness, not realizing silence can be strategy. They confused your patience with fear, not realizing patience is the sharpest weapon in a world that thrives on chaos. They thought your calm was surrender, when in reality it was power they couldn't comprehend. My chosen ones, remember this. Lions don't need to roar to prove they are lions. Now, let me hit them where it hurts. These so-called masterminds thought they were writing a script where you'd be erased. But they were blind to the truth. Every time they tried to bury you, they were planting you. And like a seed in the dark, you've only grown stronger, deeper, and harder to uproot. While they laughed in their shallow victories, the roots of your endurance were spreading silently, preparing for a rise they couldn't stop, even if they saw it coming. The irony. The very things they used to try and break you are the very things breaking them now. The whispers are resurfacing, the lies are catching up. The alliances they forged in shadows are shattering in daylight. The banana peels they threw in your path, they're slipping on them themselves. It's not revenge, it's not luck. It's simple cause and effect. You can't drink poison and not expect to rot from the inside. And oh, chosen ones, here's the best part. You don't even have to lift a finger. You are not the executioner here. Life itself is hosting this show, and trust me, it has saved front row seats just for you. Imagine sitting in the theater of truth, popcorn in hand, while every plot they designed against you collapses in slow motion. That's not just irony. That's pure satisfaction delivered in high definition. Maybe you're wondering, why does their downfall matter to me? Shouldn't I just move on? Yes, you will move on, but don't underestimate the value of seeing this moment. It's not about dwelling on their destruction. It's about witnessing the law of balance in motion. It's about recognizing that integrity outlasts manipulation, that endurance defeats numbers, and that silence can be louder than any war cry. Their downfall is not your victory. It's your reminder that you never had to fight dirty to win. This is your motivation, my dear chosen ones. Every laugh they threw behind your back, every lie they planted, every scheme they celebrated, it's all circling back now, louder and sharper than they expected. The stage is set, the curtain is rising, and the actors who thought they were running the show are tripping over their own lines. What happens to them is not just failure, it's exposure. They aren't falling because of you, they're falling because of themselves. So let me leave you with this. When the masks melt, the truth doesn't whisper. It screams. That scream is what you're hearing now. The so-called untouchables are being touched by reality. The self-proclaimed winners are learning the oldest rule in the book. You play, you lay. Chosen ones, the show has started. The lights are on, the crowd is watching, and justice, real, raw, and undeniable, is performing live. Grab your popcorn, sit tall in your seat, and let the downfall roll out scene by scene. This isn't just their ending, it's your confirmation. You were never the victim. You were always the chosen. And hey, thank you. Yes, you, the chosen one watching, you play, you lay. An entire group is being taken out one by one. The show's starting now. Popcorn. Your presence is exactly what keeps this movement alive. If this hit home, show it. Smash that like, subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter, and drop 77 in the comments if you're ready to turn isolation into your advantage. If you want to back the channel even more, a super thanks goes a long way in helping us keep creating these intense wake up from your sleep kind of videos. Stay with me, the best part is coming. And now, let's dive into it step by step. Believe me, if you're truly chosen, these signs will feel unmistakably familiar. Number 1. Rigged games always devour their players. They forgot the table was rigged. Now they're paying the bill. Serve your own poison and don't be shocked when you have to taste it. My dear chosen ones, listen close. They walked into the room like kings because they convinced themselves the deck was stacked in their favor. They moved with swagger, counted their allies like currency, and smiled as they laid traps in the corners. But here's the cruel joke they missed. The table was rigged from the start, and every plate they piled with scheming was already stamped with their name. They forgot the table was rigged. They forgot the table was rigged. That echo isn't accidental. It's the drumbeat of inevitability they never learned to hear. Ask yourself the questions that keep you awake at night. Why did they target you? Why did they think they could bury you and get away with it? The answer is simple and bitterly honest. They targeted you because you threatened the world they'd built for themselves. Your existence exposed a truth they could not tolerate. So they tried to create a reality where your absence would validate them. They assumed numbers, noise, and coordinated spite would drown your light. They assumed cover would keep their fingerprints hidden. In their arrogance, they never considered the one variable they couldn't control: consequence. Chosen ones, understand this. Their plans weren't clever, they were predictable. Every lie they told had a pattern. Every whisper was a thread. And threads, when pulled in the right place, unravel the whole garment. They thought secrecy was a cloak. It was actually a spider web. The more they spun, the more they trapped themselves. While they celebrated temporary gains, they were actually building the scaffolding for their own exposure. The irony is surgical. They were laying brick after brick in a wall that would soon point to the very builders who put it there. You might be thinking, but how did they feel so confident? It's easy to mistake confidence for competence. Loudness masquerades as power. When they shout together, when they coordinate rumor and posture, it looks like strength. Strength, however, is not the volume of the chorus. It's the depth of conviction. They had noise, you had alignment. They had theater, you had foundation. That is why their pretend fortress is crumbling while your steady ground holds. They invested in illusion. You invested in truth. Their currency was counterfeit, and time has a way of identifying fake bills. Now let me speak to that burning question at the back of your mind. Should I strike back? Should I expose them? Pause and breathe, chosen ones. The power you hold is not in retaliation. It is in the restraint that makes their collapse undeniable. When you react, you join their theater. When you stay aligned, their own stories do the work for you. Imagine a stage where actors keep improvising lies. Eventually, the script contradicts itself so often the audience sees the seams. That's what's happening. Their contradictions are the proof, and the world is watching. Your silence, your steady motion forward, is the spotlight that makes their stitches visible. Let's be brutally clear about cause and effect. They didn't lose because someone else came for them. They lost because they wrote a script where exposure was the final scene. Every deceit was a deposit into an account that only pays out in ruin. Every secret meeting, every whisper, every manipulative handshake was interest on a debt owed to reality. Reality collects, it audits, and when the ledger is opened, every name is listed. That's the law they ignored. They thought they could cheat the system. They didn't notice the system had a memory. There's a lesson here that should ignite something in you. Being chosen is not a curse, it's a spotlight. It puts you in view, yes, but it also reveals the cracks around you. Their actions, meant to erase you, instead amplify the truth. You becoming visible is the mirror that reveals their rot. They cannot breathe in the same room as truth for long. The more they suffocate on their own smoke, the clearer your path becomes. This is why your endurance is the quietest weapon. While they scramble to maintain illusions, you keep building real things. Reputation, craft, relationships rooted in reality. That's the engine that keeps you moving while they tire out in performance. And for those of you asking, will they ever stop? No, not until their own structure collapses. People who live by short-term schemes are always running on borrowed momentum. Their applause dies faster than they can fake another round. Watch how alliances shift. Watch how friends who once smiled now calculate distance. Watch how the same voices that cheered become the first to turn away when the light reveals their contradictions. That pivot is the sound of the table tipping. Finally, let me give you the kind of clarity that turns anxiety into action. Your job is not to chase vindication. Your job is to hold your line, continue to show up, create, and be steady. Let the evidence of their choices pile up like rocks in a stream that one day dam breaks. The force of their own making will sweep them away without you stooping to match their level. They thought playing dirty was their advantage. The truth is, playing dirty is a boomerang. It always finds the thrower. They forgot the table was rigged. They forgot the table was rigged. And now they are clearing the bill. Chosen ones, this is your confirmation. You didn't lose, you were tested. You didn't fall, you were sharpened. You didn't get boxed in, you were revealed. Keep your head high, your steps measured, and your heart steady. The rigged table is finally serving justice of its own making, and you, the chosen, are watching it pay the price. Number 2. Endurance outlives the loudest attacks. Outlast, not untouched. Endurance wins the quiet wars. Victory isn't a single blow. It's the last one standing after the lights go out. My dear chosen ones, hear this plainly. Survival isn't a clean highlight reel where the hero never gets a scratch. Survival is a slow, stubborn burn that refuses to be snuffed. They believed the myth that power multiplies in crowds, that numbers equal strength and noise equals inevitability. They rallied like a storm, loud and confident, convinced that a swarm could break whatever they targeted, but storms fade. The question that matters is who's left when the weather clears. That's the law they forgot, and now their thunder is turning into a hollow echo. Ask yourself, why did they flock together like predators circling prey? Because weakness hides behind numbers. When you're insecure about your own worth, you build armies to prove it. When people bind themselves with envy and malice, they think quantity will bury quality. But quantity without conviction is just theater. Impressive for a moment, meaningless in the long run. Real survival is not about never being touched. It's about continuing when every wound aches. It's about being the one who still breathes when the loud ones have nothing left to shout. Chosen ones, this is where your advantage lives. You aren't invisible because nothing hits you. You're invisible because you refuse the battlefield they choose. Their strategy is spectacle. Yours is persistence.